In what may be one of the most insane viral videos I've ever seen, a group of people go into what appears to be, it is a Walgreens, and they're raiding the cosmetics department. Now, I can't tell you exactly why, because confirmation requires some, boots in the ground stuff, and to find out who these people are, what they were doing is more complicated than just commenting. But the reality is, as most of us assume, California's Prop 47, which made it so that basically if you steal anything under $950, nobody's going to come and arrest you, has resulted in an increase in crime. That's just the sad and horrifying reality of San Francisco's attempt at what they call, restorative justice or criminal justice reform. All it's done is led to an increase. And the city, in my opinion, is a raging dumpster fire. Total anarchy. Viral video shows what San Francisco's no arrest policy looks like. So we see that, here's what they write. California's Prop 47, a 2014 law that reclassified some theft and drug possession often offenses as misdemeanors, has resulted in a serious retail crime problem in the state, especially in areas such as San Francisco. For outsiders, it's hard to believe that scenes like the viral one below are commonplace in the state, and that empty store shelves have been mistakenly believed to be a result of a business closing rather than severe shoplifting. Act for America says San Francisco's no arrest policy. This is Speaker Nancy Pelosi's district. I'm going to play for you now this video, and you are going to have your mind blown when you see this. Check this out. They're gone. You can't do anything about it. This has been an ongoing thing. Check this out. This is a story from Fox News in November. California's Prop 47 leads to rise in shoplifting, thefts, criminal activity across the state. Who would have thought that when you have an ever-expanding dense metropolitan area where people have no ties to the community, and you start pulling back on these laws, that the people who don't care about the community start committing crimes? That's what Prop 47 has led to. And I got to say, it seemed like it was pretty obvious. There's a story that I've told several times, and I want to tell you now because it falls into line with like similarities to this story. In Ferguson, when the riots happened in 2014, I was there. And when police came in and started trying to break up protests, looters started looting buildings. And guess what? The people looting the buildings did not live there. They came from other areas to exploit the Ferguson community because it was free stuff and that was their chance. And then they ran off with it. They exploited the chaos for this goal. With California's law, you're saying it's going to help marginalized people and the people in your community. But guess what? People from outside your city will come and exploit this. I don't know what the answer is. I agree. We've got a problem with criminal justice, with crime. I get it. We want to make this all go away, but this doesn't seem to be the answer. The same thing like with bail reform in New York City. And I err on the side of understanding and agreeing with bail reform, but they did it wrong. In New York, they said, if you commit a certain crime, I think a misdemeanor, they don't charge you money and you're just free to go. That makes sense in a certain light. I always err on the side of freedom instead of security. I mean, well, I say always, but typically, the point being, if you let out people who are accused of crimes, I got to say it's better that 10 guilty persons escape than one innocent person suffer. But there are still realities we have to pay attention to. Notably, that there are criminals who will exploit the system. And perhaps you don't do, here's what you do. You want to do bail reform, right? How about a 3-strike policy? If you get arrested 3 times, then you get your bail revoked, okay? They arrested a guy who started laughing, saying because of bail reform, he can keep getting away with it. Well, how about this? You arrest the guy the first time, you say, okay, we're going to let you out on bond with no cash because it's not right to lock up people just because they're poor. If you arrest them again when they commit another crime, then you say, okay, now we're going to, let you out again. But the third time you say, no, sorry, the good graces are done. We have witnesses, we have probable cause. That way we err on the side of freedom and we give a better opportunity. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do because people might still exploit the system. I'm just saying what they did was a blanket like doors open. This story from Fox News will explain, kind of, what you were seeing with 3 hooded masked individuals just dumping everything into bags and no one can do anything about it. What are you going to do? What can you really do? In a lighted garage on one of San Francisco's busiest streets, A young man in baggy trousers and messy brown hair pulled down his pants. He had been hiding 2 pairs of stolen jeans with a tag still on them. He handed them to another man waiting nearby, took some money, pulled up his pants, and headed back to another store on Market Street, home to the city's high-end designers and big chain retail shops. The incident wasn't a one-off. These brazen acts of petty theft and shoplifting are a dangerous and all too common consequence of Proposition 47, a referendum passed 5 years ago that critics say effectively gives shoplifters and addicts the green light to commit crimes as long as the merchandise they steal is less than $950 in value. The decision to downgrade theft of property valued below the arbitrary figure from felony to misdemeanor, together with selective enforcement that focuses on more serious crimes, has resulted in thieves knowing they can brazenly shoplift and merchants knowing the police will not respond to their complaints, say critics. Why do you live there, guys? Now, to everybody who doesn't live there, let's all sit back. You guys can move to the right of the room. And to everybody who lives in California or San Francisco, notably, we're all going to ask you the same question. Why do you live there? I understand maybe it's hard to move, but at a certain point, you got to cut your losses, right? Human waste in the streets. Dude, if my city had to launch a poop department, I think that's about time. I think that's about when it's time to go. I got a fire department. I got a police department. We got the waterworks. A poop department? They literally have poop cleanup in San Francisco. That's how bad it is. You've got a serious homeless crisis. You've got emerging diseases. And now this stuff, these videos are insane. I couldn't imagine working at a store or trying to run a store if people are going to walk in and just raid everything and you can't do anything about it. But guess what? If you thought I was done there, you'd be wrong. Why? Well, because we're only at 6 minutes. And you know, YouTube videos got to be 10 minutes long. I'm kidding, by the way. No, I actually have a story to show you. The reality is that Prop 47, passed in 2014, has made homelessness worse, at least. That's what some are saying. Fox 11 Los Angeles says homelessness explodes since Prop 47 was passed in 2014. They say on Sunday night, Fox 11's Bill Malugan did a fascinating story about how the meth epidemic is gripping the homeless community on the streets of LA. The Mexican drug cartel CJNG is smuggling in huge supplies of meth because the demand is so high. The interesting reason the cartel's business is flourishing and homelessness is increasing is due in large part to California's Prop 47. Bravo. Bill Bodner, the special agent in charge of the DEA in Los Angeles, told Fox 11 he believes Prop 47 is enabling this addiction cycle because it changed drug possession from a felony to a misdemeanor. There's no reason to be afraid for shooting up in public. There's no motivation to go to treatment. They used to be given a choice. Do you want to go to jail? Do you want to get a felony conviction or do you want to get treatment? There's no hammer now. Now they get a ticket, they tear it up and they walk away. They're using drugs the same day again, so it has not worked. Oh, think about that. You watch someone loot a store of hundreds of dollars in cosmetics and they go, well, here's a fine. And they go, thanks. And they walk away. And that's it. And their friends maybe get away or maybe they say, I'll try again next time because I'm not going to pay your ticket. I don't care in the first place. We're all asking ourselves, why has homelessness and drug addiction exploded recently? What has changed? Well, Prop 47 was sold to voters under the shamefully misleading name Safe Schools and Neighborhoods Act in late 2014. While it did make good on its pledge to reduce prison and jail populations by thousands of inmates, it left thousands of people on the streets who were not arrested for felony drug use. Listen, if you eliminated all crime, there would be no criminals. Get it? That's a joke. But it's a joke a joke made that the only reason people are criminals is because you have crimes on the books. Get rid of the books, no crimes anymore. Congratulations. You successfully reduced your prison population by just not arresting people anymore for committing those crimes. You just say, well, these aren't the same crimes, so congratulations. The people who now did things that you didn't want can now do those things with impunity. I mean, well, not necessarily impunity, but you get the point. Since then, homelessness has surged, drug addiction has soared, and type 2 crime to support drug use has skyrocketed. One of Prop 47's authors, George Gaskin, is running for LA District Attorney, so naturally he's doubling down on his support of this failed proposition because this is his legacy. At the very least, police must be given back the authority to arrest drug addicts and give them a choice of prison or treatment. Now, let me stop you right there, Fox 11. When you got someone walking into a store and just snatching stuff up, arrest them. It's that simple. But they give them tickets. Why would anyone in their right mind want to live in that place? It beats me. But that is the epitome of oligarchy and wealth disparity in this country. Think about how awful San Francisco is. You've got the ultra wealthy global elites, the tech giants, living there, surrounded by human waste, drug abuse, homelessness. It's like a dystopian nightmare, man. You can go there and see all the cool, fancy, crazy sci-fi tech wizardry, whatever you want to call it. Starbucks across the street from Starbucks, I kid you not. And then some dude laying in his own crap and crap all over the streets. That's like, we were warned about this possibility, and maybe something needs to be done. Something needs to be done about it. I don't know what the answer is, but I'll tell you this. If y'all start moving out of these places and just like leaving, maybe that'll be the first step. Just get out of there, Like, I don't know. You know what? Maybe you want to live there. Hey, life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. If you want to live there, far be it from me to tell you what to do, but I'm gonna leave it there. I'll let you do you. I will see you all tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the next segment. Podcast will be up at 6:30 p.m. every day. Thanks for hanging out, and I will see you all next time.